morning, everyone. I am Rachel from Speech for Life, and today I am in part 3 of our series, Fun Literacy Skills and Activities for First Grade Readers. First thing that your first grader should be able to do is make their own rhyming words. My favorite way to do this activity is with a magnetic board. You can do it with a dry erase board. You can do this with paper and pencil. I have 3 magnetic letters from Target on a magnetic board from Dollar Tree. It's a little bit busy, but I hope you can kind of see it to get the main idea. For rhyming, you can have your child sound out the word hat, and then they can pull out, maybe without looking, oh, I have an S. So now I have the word sat. This is an easy way to teach them that the end of the word has to sound the same as the word before. When you're teaching the basics, try to just come up with words that actually have the same spelling at the end. I think it will make it much easier on your children. All right, next thing on the list is your first grader should be able to find all the sounds in short words and identify which is the first sound, what's the last sound. Say, what is the last sound in the word sat? They should be able to tell you t is the last sound. Kindergarten, mostly we focus on the first sound of the word. So that would be your sound. Again, we're working on the sound and not the letter. They should be able to identify the middle sound is ah, not the letter, but the sound. Another way to do that is using, if you have a box, even an Amazon package that has a nice label on it, you can have your child identify short words on there. If it says in your address, lane, you can say, oh, where is the A sound? And they can actually take a highlighter and highlight it. So drawing and writing and circling things that are not books is a really good way to get them engaged in the literacy activities, and they do find it more entertaining when they're engaging with a pen or something on something that they usually don't get to. It gives them that little mischievous feeling, and the learning happens really fast when they feel like they're doing something that they're not always allowed to do when you give them special permission. The next tip is working on blends. Your child should be able, by first grade, to blend separate sounds in a word to sound out the word. So you want your child to be able to make that sound by themselves, not you making this for them. And then they should be able to say ah by themselves and then ch by themselves. Blending is when they put them together. Ah, ch, sat. They should be doing that independently by first grade. Next, your child should be able to match the spoken word with the written word. Again, this is fun to do with things other than books. Books are my #1 favorite tool, but as I've said before, getting the child to sit and look at a book or sit and look at a piece of paper with writing on it. Usually if reading and writing is a challenge, it really just, they tune out if they know that it's work. So try and use something like a game to match the spoken and the written word. And you can use, like, this is easy because it's just like pointing to sight words. You can do it with flashcards. I have some good flashcard games. There's one called Sight Words in Candyland. I'll put these in my comments later. It's a really good one just to work on the basics. It gives you some sight words. Your child by first grade should have like 100 sight words. So that's actually one of our bullets. Flashcards are a great way to do that. Reading is a great way to do that. But to think out of the box, I have a funny shaped box for thinking out of the box. If your child is just kind of figuring things out, like identifying the word when they hear the word, you can say, oh, let's play headbands. They should be able to point out that this is the word that said headbands, not this word. And they should be able to point and say some of the words, like they would recognize the, but maybe not quick. But they should be able to tell you the name and the sound of all of the letters by first grade. So even if they aren't able to sound out and blend the sounds in a long word like animal, they should be able to say, oh, there's an A, it goes in, and they'll be able to blend it, but that's a lot of syllables still. But they should be able to kind of recognize the words as a whole, which is what sight words are. Okay, so what I love about this game, and I don't get paid for promoting these games or anything, these are just tools that I use in therapy that I think are really fun. You can do this with any game that you have at home. These junior headbands all have the name of the animal spelled out. So look at that. It's a flashcard, but it's a game. So your child might not realize that you're actually making them do work. Here is a nice little cue card that comes with it. And you can see it says lives on a farm. So when you put the headband on your head, I'm not going to do it, it leaves a big mark on my forehead. So I don't know that the word is sheep, but I can ask questions about it. Where does my animal live? And the child can use this nice little cue card, and they could say, while looking at the picture to help them, and also sounding out the words, they should be able to recognize the word farm and know that it says farm because it starts with an F and not with a B, which in the picture it's a barn. So I think that kind of explains the basics of how to associate the words, even if they're not really reading completely, they're using the picture to help them figure it out, but they should have the basic sounding out skill in order to start being able to recognize and build their vocabulary, recognizing bigger words. The last thing is that your child should be able to understand what they're reading. So when they are sitting with you and reading a story, they should be able to tell you what the story is about. They should be able to answer basic comprehension questions. You could say, who is the story about? What happens first? And they should be able to kind of tell you a little bit in order the different parts of the story. I think that's everything for today. Next week, we will be doing second grade. So please tune in and join us next week, and leave your email address if you'd like more information. I can send you some freebies customized to your child's age. If your child is having any difficulty with these things for first grade, or they're in a more advanced grade, but they are not yet doing these first grade skills, make sure that you reach out to me or another speech pathologist to get help for your child as soon as possible. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye!